What's up guys, Xavneiros again, just bringing you another add-on video. Today's add-on that I'm going to be looking at is MikScrollingBattleText. Now it's a very useful add-on, especially in a PvE scenario. Basically what it does is it takes all the clog of numbers. So if you've got, it all depends on what exactly what you've got enabled, but if you've got all the damage and dodges and misses and parries and absorbs, all the healing done, the name of the person who's actually healing you, if you have all this stuff enabled, it gets pretty cloggy, and it sort of clogs it around, as you can see my cursor, sort of this general area here. Even if you change the position for it to disappear, so it can arc over there, or it can, go straight up, it always starts around this area. So it's not very good, and it does block up your screen, especially when you're in PvE and you've got something to move out of. So I've got a solution to that problem, and it's MikScrollingBattleText. Basically what it does, it moves the numbers from over the top of your character to down the sides. So down this left hand side here, I do believe is healing, and down the right hand side I do believe is damage. There are a couple of other cool features with it. If you see this tinker that I have on my gloves, if I pop that, you see the thing just fly up above my head. What it will do, it will tell me when it's run off. There we go. So that's basically telling me that that's finished. The cooldown, in another 40 seconds it will appear, and it will tell me my deep earth gloves are now ready. Somewhere about maybe on the middle of my character, around where his belt is, it will pop up and tell me that that cooldown is ready. Now that applies for all cooldowns. Obviously not a global cooldown, but anything above a global cooldown, so we're talking maybe 5 seconds or more. It will, as an example, a hunter's concussive shot. If you're into your PvP and you're not into, because Power Auras is a similar add-on that does similar things but more of it, but it's a lot more messing around to set it up. Whereas this, as you can see there, Deep Earth gloves are now ready. Power Auras is a lot more messing around setting up. This is pretty much just as you have it from the download. You can just leave it and it does it all. So it's very good, very useful, and I like it. So I can go into the options, interface, add-ons, MikScrollingBattleText. Now there are options. Again, I didn't mess around with these too much. You can take off, different, if you don't want melee hits, if you're not interested in how much melee hits you're receiving, you can melee. You can literally take. There's so many different options that you can take off if you want. Click to edit. So basically, you can change the different sounds. The different area where you would like it to scroll to. Say you really, because it plays a sound. When you're low health, it sort of does a, I'm not even going to attempt to do the noise, but it's sort of like a ding noise. It does that when you're low health. It does that when cooldowns, or when a cooldown comes back, it sort of just goes. That's sort of the noise. So it sort of does that when a cooldown comes back, and then it sort of makes like a ding noise in your ear when you're on low health. So you're in BGs and stuff, and you're getting destroyed by somebody. But you can change, like, if you would, you're really interested in the amount of melee hits you take, you can change the sound on that to make it, a different sound that you associate with a melee hit. But obviously, I don't go into all that. It's just too much messing around. It's perfectly fine as it is. What I will say is, I did go in and take off I'll leave the comment on. Make sure paw isn't on. Basically, what it does, as an example, if I go on Insignia of the Corrupted Mind, and I loot this item, it will come up and say insignia of the corrupted mind ×1, somewhere around where you've been seeing the words come up after cooldowns come off. It'll come up sort of around the middle of your tune. It'll say ×1 of that to say that you've looted it. Obviously, if you're going around doing Lawmaster and you're questing and you've got 200 of these crappy grey items, it's going to say ×200. You're not really interested. So you can take the greys off. Commons maybe, uncommon, rares and epics. I've always got them on. Make sure quest items are always ticked, especially if you're going to do anything like questing with this add-on. But yeah, I mean, generally it's pretty fine as it is from the start. You don't really need to change it a great deal. It's from download, it is ready to go, and it's immensely brilliant, and you will find a lot of use for it, I think. So anyway, that's the add-on for today's video. Hopefully I'll have you another add-on video very shortly, and some other things on my channel. I'm hoping to start some PvP maybe towards the end of this expansion, but since we've now got the Mists of Pandaria release date, which you can also see the video on my channel of that. Now we've got the release date of Mists of Pandaria. I'm not fully geared yet for PvP, and I don't know if there's going to be any point, because it's not too far in the distance. Whether I can actually do all what I've got to do with my channel. I have a lot of things to do in real life, so if I can manage to do everything and get some time to farm the gear, that I might do. But it's probably going to be in Mists of Pandaria where I'll be bringing out some PvP videos, but I'm going to go some really hard at PvP. It's going to be rated BGs, it's going to be arenas, it's going to be random BGs, it's going to be from a Boomkin point of view, a Kitty point of view, a Resto point. I'm going to get some really hard time done on BGs for especially Druids in Mists of Pandaria. There probably will be some other class guides, but Druids primarily it's just going to be Kitty, Boomkin. I'm just going to go through the specs like crazy. I'm going to gear all the specs and I'm going to play them. I'm going to bring you some really cool videos of 2s, 3s, maybe even 5s in arenas, but rated BGs, random BGs. It should be fun. So that's all for today guys, for this video. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, comment, or even subscribe to my channel for the rest of my videos. Cheers for watching.